How's it going, guys? Rob here. Now, I am someone who takes great pride in the setup that I've created. Now, I'm always trying to make things more efficient or visually appealing just to make it easier and better for me to get the most out of my setup. And I think that if you have a clean, organized setup that works for you, you're definitely going to enjoy spending more time at it and working or gaming or whatever you do. It's just going to feel a lot better and more attractive for you to go and spend some time there on a setup that you've spent so much money on and invested a lot of time into. So with that being said, I'm going to go over some budget-friendly items that I use or have used in the past to help bring your setup to the next level. Now, some of these items are purely aesthetic and will add no value to your setup, and other ones do have some benefits that will come with it. So let's just get right into it and talk about each item. So the first one is going to be incredibly simple and stupid, and I have noticed that a lot of people, especially when it comes more to productivity setups, still either don't use a mouse pad or use that little $1.99 mouse pad where you have no room to really move your mouse and your desk gets like damaged over time and stuff like that because you have nothing really to protect your desk. And a lot of times desks can get really expensive and you want to make sure that you don't nick or scratch the wood that's on the desk. So one of my recommendations is invest a little $10-15 and get yourself a nice little simple desk pad like this. It's definitely going to make your setup look cleaner, it's going to look more symmetrical, and you're going to be able to have your keyboard and your mouse on the desk pad. Gives you a lot more room for your mouse, and it's also going to protect your desktop from any nicks, scratches that might arise from your keyboard or just regular wear and tear. Next, this is going to be more for people that use either their setup more for productivity and work and are working off a laptop, or for people that are using a gaming laptop as their main gaming station with a separate monitor. Now, if you're still using your laptop on your desk just flat like that, you're not really getting the most ergonomic value out of it because you're always going to be looking down at an angle towards your laptop. You're always going to try to adjust it, and especially if you're using the integrated webcam on that laptop for business meetings, it's never going to be at eye level. It's always going to be looking up at you this way, so you're always going to have like a weird angle. So something that I recommend is just going to be a simple little laptop stand, which is pretty cool, and you could adjust the height, you could adjust it up and down, you could bring it as high as you want, as low as you want. And the advantage to it is it also elevates your laptop, which is going to be better for cooling, which is obviously very important when it comes to PCs, computers, and technology. And you also get a little additional space underneath the laptop where you could store a notepad or a keyboard if you need more room on your desk to do different types of work. Now, one of the easiest way to help keep your desk setup or work setup really clean is to have somewhere specific to keep your headset or headphones when you're not using them. Now, I've seen a lot of people that when they're done their calls, or done their gaming, they just throw their headset on the desk or they hang it off their monitor, which please don't hang your headset or headphones off your monitor, because after a gaming session or a long time of wearing headphones, there's going to be some skin particles, some sweat, some hair grease, whatever you have on your head is going to be caked into those headphones, into the cushions, and now you're hanging them over your monitor, and that's just going to be passed on to the monitor. You're going to have some greasy spots on your monitor. It's not going to look as clean. So a very easy way to avoid that is to have a dedicated space for your headphones or headset. Now, on my setup, as you can see here, I have a little thing I bought on Amazon that you could hang it there, which is completely fine. But one that I found is this one right here. Now, this is a very simple headphone stand where you could just hang your headphones over here. But what I do like about this is it does have a secondary feature, is it has wireless charging built into it. Now, there are some headphone stands that have USB hubs, which are great. I figured this way I'll be able to get rid of a cable charger on the desk and use my headphone stand as a wireless phone charger or AirPods charger or whatever you want to charge your wireless device with. Now, sticking in that same thematic, I guess, if you do use a monitor on your desk that does not have an adjustable stand and it's very low on the desk and it does not have any VESA mounting hardware built into the monitor, so you can't really adjust the height of the monitor, you can't move it around to get it higher to your eye level, I would recommend investing in a monitor riser. So this one here is from SATECHI. What I like about this one is it has a lot of functionality to it. So there's 3 levels, the legs can be adjusted to 3 different levels, so 3 different heights to give you that, I guess, choice of how high you want your monitor to be. So the best thing about this riser that I like is it does have a USB hub built in. So you just attach this to your laptop or desktop. You could put your monitor on top, and then all of a sudden you have 4 additional USB ports in front, and you have an audio jack as well. So you connect both, you connect everything to the desktop or computer. Not only does this raise your monitor quite a bit to eye level, you also get the functionality of additional USB ports. Some of these items I've had for a while now. They're not gonna all still be available on Amazon or somewhere, but I will post links to a version of them or a variety of them. Also, a lot of these items, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, were not always found by me directly. If you don't follow or watch Random Frank Reed, which I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video or my video on my tiny little channel, you're probably aware of who Random Frank P is because he's huge in tech reviews. He does a video every month of cool tech under $50 US, and some of these items I got from there. Now, if your headset or headphones are connected directly to your computer through the motherboard or laptop, then you're using the drivers and amp that's kind of built into the motherboard, and they're not always the highest quality. Now, if you're able to, for about $40 or $50, I would recommend getting a mini amp and DAC combo like this here. This is from SYBA, if I'm not mistaken. And it is about $50 US or something like that. This is probably the older model because I've had it for about 2-3 years now, and I've used it the whole time, except now I've kind of upgraded my audio setup to a Scarlett Focusrite. But I was using this for the longest time, and it is fantastic. You plug this in directly to your computer, and then you're able to control the volume with this big knob on top. That makes it really easy to control the volume. And then you have the option of putting in your 2.5, 3.5, or 6.35mm headphone jack, and you could adjust the sound from high bass, high treble, or balanced over here with these little switches. And then in the back you have your coax, you have your right and left if you wanted to put also some external speakers, and you have also a optical port here. So a lot of connectivity options, very small package, a lot of features, and it's definitely going to help bring your audio game to the next level with a small little amp and DAC combo like this. So I definitely recommend investing in something like this if you don't have already a dedicated audio setup. Now, to give you guys an example, I don't really use any of these anymore because I've invested a fair amount of money to make my setup look the way it is. However, my wife, on the other hand, her setup is not as clean and has not been taken care of as much as mine is. So let's go upstairs, take all this with us, and we'll transform her setup and see what the aftermath is of that. Okay, so let's see what we're dealing with here. So as you can see, the laptop's on the desk, headsets hanging off the laptop. We have the dock in a very awkward place, the monitor, papers all around, our living room Apple TV remote for some reason. And yeah, so let's clean this up and let's just see how everything I mentioned below can help transform the setup from this to something a bit more visually appealing and maybe more productive too. So I'm gonna get started and let's see what it's gonna look like once it's done. So there you go, there you have it. So now it's a lot more clean, a lot more organized. She gets a lot more functionality out of it. So under the laptop stand, now she could put her notebook, and if she has any documents, they could fit here neatly under the monitor riser. And if ever she needs some more desk space, she could just take her keyboard, slide it underneath, and that opens up this whole area for her over here. And I will say that the biggest advantage of this whole change was the fact that now, because of this monitor riser and the fact that there are 4 USBs at the front, we were able to completely get rid of the dock. It's still there, it's just hidden underneath in the cable management area of the desk, because every part of the dock is populated and we don't need to remove any USBs, because if ever we need any USBs that need to be removed or added, they could just go in the front over here. Oh, one thing I just forgot to add was her stapler. So there you go, she has a spot for her stapler too now. That's not just thrown on the desk, so a lot more clean. Now the real question is, how long will it stay this clean? That's a different story. I'm not going to get into that. So there you go, guys. 5 quick, easy, budget-friendly ways to help bring your productivity setup or your battle station desk setup, whatever you want to call it, to the next levels. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.